Good evening, everybody. Ron Wasik, the Polish Pickle here. Gonna do something new tonight. Something I thought about while I was on that French Creek hike and staying overnight. And it got quite cold. Now, I have my new sleeping bag. So I was okay, but Jake froze. Well, at least he said he was real cold. He had to go out and get an extra blanket. Anyways, I was thinking about a small heater for inside the tent. Something that's kind of safe, yet small enough that I'm not going to leave it on all night. I'm going to turn it on, get the tent warm so I can get up, get dressed, that type of stuff. So here's what I come up with. Stand by. Okay, one of my mentors, at least I like to call him my mentors, Hiram Cook, likes to show off his stoves. Well, I went out and purchased a Magic Heat. All this really is some fluid with a candle wick on it. You light the candle wick and you can put it under chafing dishes. Keep your food warm. You've seen them on buffet lines. Well, I thought maybe I can use this as a heater. So here's what I did. I got myself a tin can. I cut some holes in the top, cut some holes around the top, and then you got to have airflow, so I cut some holes in the bottom of the can. This fits right on top of this little wick candle, Magic Heat. I must tell you, I also tried it on a can of Sterno, but I believe I can show you what happens with the can of Sterno. Stand by. I'm pretty sure you all know what Sterno is. It's that gel that burns. Well, it lights easy. Poof, it's lit. Hard as heck to see the flames, but it is hot. It gets hot, stays hot. It's good for putting in a Sterno stove. It's not real good for boiling water. It takes too long. Uses half a can. I figured maybe I could use it as a heater. So I took my can, I set it on top. Well, I got heat for approximately 15 seconds. But even with these little holes on the bottom, wasn't enough air to keep this Sterno going because of the flame being down inside. Now this time it made a liar out of me and stayed lit. But I left it on there for about a minute and I went to check and I had no more heat. Now this little can produces some good heat. Of course, you have to be careful of your fumes. You can't leave this thing lit all night. You're going to have carbon monoxide in there. It'll kill you. But for a quick warm-up, I got to tell you, this thing here just might be the cat's meow. Can is very light. This can is very, very small. But it's the way of making a heater. One of the problems with this thing is you're going to have your trusty multi-tool, because you have to be able to get the can off of there to put the fire out. Now this time it made a liar out of me. That thing is still lit, as you can see the flame. It's burning pretty good. So it was getting plenty of fuel. I personally like this one. This one here really gets a good flame going. This one here really heats up the can. And, stand by, I went and got my little infrared thermometer to test the temperature on this. And at near the top, we're talking 305 degrees. On the very top, It's so hot it won't even measure it. "300 degrees around the top, and it will not measure the very, very top of the can up here. I tell you what, you get 300 degrees going inside a tent, it's going to warm it up quick. This gets very, very hot. It went up to 406 degrees on the very, very top where the flame is hitting. That to me is a very hot little stove. Now, a while ago, I purchased the ring for the sterno can so you could cook on top of it, thinking that taking that along out in the field would be a good simmer ring. This moves a lot and becomes a can cozy, somewhere to carry it, but it just doesn't produce what you really want, and you can see the size of that can. Now stand by for 1 minute. I went and got my pocket rocket, and you all can see the flame now starting to come out the top of this thing, so this thing is really burning good. That one little candle wick inside there. The only thing I don't know is how long it's going to last, but if it gives me a 30-minute heat window while I'm getting dressed, that'll be fine. Let me show you this flame coming out of the top here. See if you can see that. There it is. That flame is that tall inside there, so you know it's heating up the top. I'm going to have to get a little handle to pick this up, but I believe that's going to do a good job. Now, you can see the size of that little Magic Heat can, quite small, even in comparison to my pocket rocket fuel. Wouldn't be much to carry that. And in the can, I can always carry extra items. Carry my lighters in there. Carry flint in. Carry dryer lint. Carry a lot of things inside a can to keep them protected. I mean, including these fold up pretty nice. They can be stored inside there. I can put my little canisters of pepper, salt, lemon pepper, my oil from my frying pan, and this way I have my little bit of heat in the morning in the tent. Another lesson, it might work. I don't know, it's something to think about. I got this idea of doing these small things from not only Hiram Cook, but from my buddy Ed K down in Pottstown, who likes to fish Marsh Creek a lot now on the river. I talked to him tonight on Facebook, and he has a lot of films out there that I didn't know were out there. I had to go looking for them, but I finally followed him and started getting his films. So I hope he gets to see this. This idea of doing this film came from him. All right, everybody, I appreciate it. I'll let you know if this thing works next time I go out in the woods, because winter is upon us. We are in the middle of fall right now. Gonna need this little heater. Yeah, I could always use my pocket rocket, that's true. But that flame is a very useful flame when you're making food. I wouldn't use this to make food, even though it could work as a simmer pot also. Sit my pot on top of that can. That would work. All I gotta do now is get a handle for that pot, little D-ring type handle. And I got it made. Okay, that's the lesson for today. Thanks for watching. Stay strong, patient, and trust your journey.